Welcome into another very special episode of Swing and a Miss, where we have Dakota McFadden, and we are excited to talk to him today about Banana Ball in his time with the Savannah Bananas, but also his time with the Firefighters. Darren, d-
It's all good.
Okay.
for the listeners out there, I called him Darren McFadden the first time we got on here, and now I've done it twice. So if you're willing to still talk to us, we would love it.
Oh, absolutely.
We're just going to keep names out of it. We'll go with position and all that good stuff.
Dakota McFadden. That is so rude of me, and I'm so sorry. But we have
It's all good.
two-way utility player for the Firefighters, Dakota McFadden, joining us today. Not Darren McFadden, because we're not a football show. How you doing today, Dakota?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing
Doing
great,
good.
doing great. Looks like we found you in a hotel room. Is that right?
Yeah. Actually, it was a travel day for us today. We get to play tomorrow night. We're starting to come into the almost that last half of the season, these last 2 months. So things are about to get really, really sporty here really, really quick. So we get to play tomorrow night here in Salt Lake City, Utah, which has been a beautiful place. I don't know if you've ever been or not, but this place has it's like a screensaver video game, like views outside. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Salt Lake City is really, really beautiful. If it weren't for a number of different things, I would live there. But thank you so much for your time today. We promise to be judicious with it, and we'll get right into it if that's okay.
All right, that sounds good.
All right. So, Dakota, one of the things that I think is most interesting is you went from high school baseball to collegiate baseball to independent ball and then into banana ball. So, for our listeners and for us, honestly, we'd love to know how that transition worked. How did you find your way to banana ball after independent ball?
So it's a pretty cool story. So in 2020, uh, when COVID was happening, that was actually my first shot to ever play indie ball. Because of COVID, it shut down minor league baseball. It shut down pretty much all of baseball almost at some point. I was coaching in college at that time. I was coaching at Fayetteville Tech Community College. And then all of a sudden, I was on a semi-pro team around North Carolina playing against some college guys. It was a bunch of us guys that were trying to either get into pro ball or they already had a year of experience. So they were just trying to, stay fresh, just for any opportunities that may pop up. Well, then I got a shot to play in Sussex in New Jersey. It was the Frontier League team, the Sussex County Miners. But then we ended up branching off into a small league. Um, that it was the Sussex County Miners, Rockland Boulders, the New Jersey Jackals, and then they split into two teams from each place. So I got to play there for the whole summer, and then after that, in 2021, my JUCO coach from Prince George Community College sent me this link, this tryout info um, about trying out for banana ball, and he said it, and I quote, "You always act a fool on a baseball field. This would be really freaking good for you to go to." I said, okay. Then, like at that point, I'm still trying to chase the game. I'm still trying to play the game as long as I can. And just any avenue I could play the game, I was willing to go for miles and miles to do it. So, February 25th in 2021, I drove down to Savannah right after I got off work, and I tried out for either the Bananas or the Party Animals. It was kind of splitting between the two of who actually just made the Banana Ball roster as a whole. And, by the grace of God, I was the first guy that they selected the day of the tryout. So me and a good friend of mine, Sam Claycamp, we got to play Banana Ball for the 4 games in 2021. 2 in Savannah, 2 in Mobile, Alabama. And then when I first stepped on the field, I was like, holy crap. Like I thought 4,000 people was 100,000 and it was sold out completely. I was like, holy cow, this is unbelievable. Um, and I had the time of my life. Like I always feed off a crowd. I just feed off of energy. And then after those 4 games, and then we went down to Mobile and sold that place out for the first time. Like they ever did this, the One City World Tour. And I was like, yo, this is the most unbelievable fun thing I've ever done in my life. Um, and at a time where we were seeing if it was going to work, just had no idea what we were doing, but also knew what we were doing at the same time. It was just, it was crazy, but it was so much fun. And then right after we played those 4 games, I went off to uh, a team in Chicago, Frontier League team, ended up getting released in spring training, drove all the way back home, signed to an Atlantic League team, the High Point Rockers, got released by them. Then I ended up playing in the Pecos League in California for a whole summer. Um, Good team, very good team. Love my teammates. Just love the atmosphere that we built while we were there. Bakersfield was a tough place to live in California. Uh, Tough conditions, playing wise, playing in a stadium that was pretty old. Luckily, we had a locker room. Not getting paid much, having to drive yourselves to the games, all those kinds of things. But with the team that we had and the manager that we had and the camaraderie that we all had, it was 100% worth it. Um, and then, in 2022, I got asked to come back to Banana Ball, and I did immediately. Um, Got to play for Eric Burns, super, super cool. Played our 12 games in 7 cities, and then I went off and played indie ball again. I went back to Sussex, I signed there, got released, and then I went to the USPBL in Michigan and ended up winning a championship there, which was really cool. My last year of indie ball, I got to win a championship. And then in 2023, when they said they were going full time banana ball, like this was it. We're gonna do this. They were like, "Hey, we'd love to have you." I said, "I'm all in." So then, and then in 2023, got to play for the Bananas, and then in 2024, when the Firefighters got formed as a team, I got asked to be the player coach for that team. So I moved over to the Firefighters. Um, getting to play for Val Perez. She is absolutely awesome. 100% a player's manager. I love playing for her. And from 2024 all the way to now, I've been on the Firefighters ever since, and it's been a blast. But like the biggest differentiation from traditional baseball to banana ball, um, the talent's the same. Like the talent is unbelievable across all the boards. Um, it's just we're playing at a different speed and we play with a different set of rules, and there's no predetermined outcome of the game
Right.
in banana ball. So nothing's predetermined, just like in traditional baseball. Just a different set of rules and a different type of speed. And of course, being fans first and the fans interaction. I always loved like signing autographs and stuff for like kids because like at some point we were there at one point in time. We were all a kid wanting something like that from like a hero that we saw on the field. So I always
Right.
tried to make it a point to sign autographs for every single kid that I possibly could. And being in this organization has been unbelievable with how we can interact with the fans, almost kind of see the personal side of things, that we are human. We're not just, what you see on the field. Like we are human. We're no different than anybody else. And, before the game, during the game, after the game, it's all about giving back to the fans and what they give into us to come watch us play. So, but, but yeah, but just the different speeds has really been the only difference for me, but it you get adapted to it pretty quick there. But I've loved being able to do this, and I love what I do every day. So
Well, loving the game is probably the reason that we all do what we do, right?
amen
And
to that.
Josh and I can say we're not pro baseball players or not even close at this point in our lives, but we everything that we do, we put passion and heart into. So I love that answer.
And we may not be pro ball players, but as Ben's wearing the shirt, we are newly crowned champs of our softball league. So,
A champ's a champ.
Champs and champ.
Champs and champs. That's right, Dakota.
I will say, you said that the talent level's not different between, playing indie ball and minor league ball, college ball and banana ball. The talent level is different in our league for sure. So, I can't say that we quite have that talent level, but it's still
what Josh is not telling you is that we don't have any talent, but yet we still won.
You got to have some sort of talent to win a championship. That's all I'm saying.
We did all right.
We did all right.
Manager of the year right here.
Yeah, that's our player coach over here. So you kind of actually, in your whole journey that you just went through there, touched on several things that we kind of had lined up in our questioning, but kind of taken back to when you tried out for the first time back in February 2021. What part of that tryout, at what point did you, feel like even before they told you, you separated yourself? You said, you were one of the first that they asked to play on the team. What part of that tryout process did you have that confidence that you were going to be not just on the team, but, one of the first picked?
Just throughout the tryout, it's funny. I didn't know if I was going to be picked or not. I just told myself, like I do before every game, you're prepared, you worked hard. Now just go get everything you got and let's see what happens. And I went out in the tryout and I did that. And luckily I had a really good tryout that day. I didn't know they were going to select me right off the bat. I knew I had a pretty good chance because I had a pretty good tryout that day. But I was confident in the fact that I knew I worked hard. I knew I did everything that I could possibly do. I knew I was prepared, and I went in and I just, let whatever happened was supposed to happen. If I got selected, then obviously great. I'm so forever grateful that they've even given me this chance and even staying in it. But if I didn't, it would have been okay for the fact of at least I knew I gave everything I had at the time that I was able to give it.
That makes sense. Given it all you have is really all any of us have the ability to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Dakota, when you were at Keystone, you had a pretty significant resume with a 367 average, a 435 OBP, and a 374 ERA. So, when you think about hitting versus pitching,
Mm-hmm.
which side of it taught you more about the game? Was it hitting or was it pitching when it comes to success or failure, honestly?
For me, it was a mix of both. Not one really outweighed the other. Even going all the way back to high school, I was a two-way in high school. Uh, I played short for my high school team and I pitched. And for me, it gave me different pieces to a puzzle to kind of put together for what the game was giving me in the moment in time. And truthfully, being a two-way has helped me stay so present in baseball. And it helps me stay present in life with everything that's given in the exact moment. Because when you're doing both, especially if you're doing both in the same game, when I was in college, I was a starter and I DH'd for myself. So, it made me stay ultimately present that if I didn't have that good of an inning on the mound, I knew I had an AB to get ready to get locked in for. So got to flush that away and focus on the next task at hand. And then vice versa. If I didn't have that great of an at bat, I knew I had to flush that away, understand that it is what it is, go back out on the mound and figure out how to execute. So it just gave me different pieces of what the game was calling for that day to really help me stay locked in and stay present. And the failure piece, it's the greatest game in the world because I remember hearing Deion Sanders say it. If you can fail 7, 8 times out of 10 and get paid a lot, that's a hard sport, So like this is a really hard sport to play. And then I always loved the challenge, and then the challenge of pitching and hitting was just a challenge I wanted to give myself to see if I could really do it, and then just keep working at it until like I had a chance to, be productive for my team in any way possible. That's always the way I looked at it. Whatever I can do to help us, get to where we want to go, I'm willing to do it. And luckily, it's been pitching and hitting, maybe, and now on separate occasions. But it just, it taught me that when the failure happens in the moment, you know, understand it, process it, learn from it, but go get ready to execute on the other side of the baseball, and then and vice versa. So um, it just it really taught me to stay present and then not hold on to failure, because you're gonna fail in this game. Like, you're gonna fail and it sucks. But you have two choices. You could either sit with it and let it, detriment your mentality, or you can learn how to flush it and get ready to move on to the next play. So that's what just doing that for so long has helped me do that, even up to this point.
We can probably take that mentality and apply it to co-red softball. We could use that co-rec softball, not co-red.
It's okay. Words are hard today.
It's been a tough day already, and yeah. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah. So although we're sort of moving a little bit more into a more expressive game of baseball these days with the new generation of players, traditionally, baseball is a more reserved sport when it comes to emotion, and you're kind of expected to act like you've been there and all the unwritten rules. Obviously, banana ball is different. You want to be expressive. You want to bring in the crowd, get all the emotions going. Did you have to kind of like adjust to that and, unlearn those, habits of having to kind of keep to yourself? I know you said your college coach said you're always acting a fool on the field anyway, so maybe not too much for you. But, is there, any difference there in the way that you have to have your mentality with the two?
Oh, it's honestly been the exact same. And the best part is, it's emotion in the right way. It's expressed in the right way, especially like late game situations, like in traditional baseball. You know, if somebody like works a big walk, somebody gets a big time strikeout, somebody, gets a big time clutch hit, like no matter, or a play, like a diving play on the run, whatever you see. Um, and you get to see that fire, you get to see some passion. And like in banana ball, I mean, that starts from before the game even starts. But my mentality with that is never it's never switched. Um, I've always been like a fiery player. I've always played with a lot of intensity, and I always played with a lot of passion and heart. And I played with that on my sleeve my entire career, um, and it still hasn't changed. And um, luckily, all the pro teams that I've been on, college teams that I've been on, like they've loved that, and they told me that my teammates feed off of that too. So just being able to express in the right way, not overdo it, but see the energy and feel the energy, and things of that nature, and keeping myself dialed in, it helps my teammates stay dialed in. It was very easy. Like when I got the banana ball, I said, "Oh, I can do this anyway." When I was on the when I'm on a traditional ball field, it's like I know I can do it, and just not overdo it to where it's disrespectful, but identify that it's not disrespectful. It's just passion for the game. So, um, but yeah, I mean, it's been the same mentality, same thing from when I started playing in little league all the way to now. So
That's great. And that's probably why you're such a great fit for it too, is because, you just, already fit the mold.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Dakota, you actually went from being one player in the Bananas established machine, I guess you could call it, to helping build the identity of a brand new team with the Firefighters. So, what did the Firefighters need to become that the Savannah Bananas could not be?
I wouldn't even say what they couldn't be, because I mean, for me, the bananas, like that logo, that brand is what really kicked this whole thing off. And luckily I
Yeah.
got to be a part of it. Um, and it's more or less of another identity, to where it's not the one thing that we do very well of is whether you go see the Bananas play, the Party Animals play, who have done a tremendous job since they started. Um, you go see us play, you go see the Texas Tailgaters, you see the Loco Beach Coconuts, the newly revived Indianapolis Clowns. There's a different
Yes.
there's a different show um, every single night. So like seeing the Bananas play, they have their brand, they have their identity, but it's a different show that they put on when they're the hosting team every night. When the Party Animals they're hosting this weekend. So we'll be the away team all weekend. So they're hosting this weekend. It's like a big like college rock star whatever party the entire game, but there's different pieces of the show that happen every single night. When they go see us play, we got a bunch of fire, like we have fire on the field, which is really, really cool. We get to, we're honoring heroes on the field. We're honoring people on the field that run into the face of danger when a lot of us wouldn't. You go see the tailgaters play. It's like going to a giant tailgate, a giant cookout, getting ready to watch college or NFL football every Sunday or Saturday, and they bring their country Texas type of twang to it, but it's all different. Like with the Coconuts, very much beach themed. Everybody loves the beach. They they bring different like beach type of stuff to a show, and then of course the Indianapolis Clowns with the rich history that you guys as baseball fans, you guys know, and what they're able to bringing a little bit of a circus to it, bringing the history of what the Clowns were at the time when they were at their hierarchy of power. Like you get to see different shows. So for us, it's just a different identity, um, but under the same umbrella, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So, our identity is, courageous, honor heroes, honor the people that serve the people. And then throughout the show that we put on, you get to see that every single time when we're the host team. Like the Bananas, their identity, what they do, obviously it's what's made this brand what it is. And we're able to, expand into what this is now. They just have a different identity, but um, but it's all an unbelievable show. They put on an amazing show. A lot goes into it. Cast, entertainment, everything that goes into it. In the same way with us, it's just a different identity and a different type of show, which is why fans keep wanting to come watch different games because they don't know what they're going to see every single night. So
Right.
that's what that would be my answer to that.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's great. So, our research department, which is mostly Google and Ben, um, found that your dad was a firefighter.
Yes, he was.
So, with you playing on the Firefighters, wearing a uniform like that, and then, as you mentioned, like honoring the heroes as part of the whole identity of the team, how do you like feel with that? Like, do you feel more connected to that because your dad was a firefighter? Does that give you a different perspective with the whole team the way that it is, as opposed to some of these other teams that are a lot more just fun and games, like you said, the beach parties, the college parties, but you've got that little bit of the honoring the heroes that is like what your dad was and all that. Does that feel like a different level of responsibility for you wearing that uniform?
Oh, absolutely. And not only that, Val, is a retired firefighter as well. She did 10 years in Corpus Christi, Texas, as a firefighter, and she's on the women's baseball team. She's in the women's professional baseball league now, actually.
I was gonna
So
bring that up, but I didn't want to interrupt you before. But yeah, I went to
yeah,
the two first games in Springfield a couple weeks ago.
yeah, she's a baller. She's got some pit bull in her when she plays, so it's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, so like with her being a firefighter, and then of course my dad's my hero. My dad is the man that I always aspire to be every single day. And then growing up, knowing that my dad was doing something that not a lot of people are doing, he's going in to save people, and then possibly if you don't, he's dealing with the trauma from doing that while also being a dad. So um, getting to wear that uniform, and having my last name on the back of it, it's like, I know my dad wore a different type of uniform, but it's like I get to honor my dad every single night, and especially him. My uncle's a chief in West Virginia. I've got 14 cousins in the fire department. I got a sister that's in the Navy, and two of my aunts are retired EMTs. So
Wow.
it runs all into the family bloodline. And then one of my other cousins did 20 years in the Army. So the whole like rich family history from like heroes, like my family is a bunch of heroes in my eyes, especially. And then I feel like every time I get to put on that uniform, I have a responsibility to honor them in the best way that I can, which is, you know, play the game that I love and play the game with respect and honor, just like they do when they have to go serve people. They're not worried about, failure, like somebody's life's on the line and you're using a team to do it to be able to help somebody. And when you look at that and then you look at sports, the only difference is somebody's life's not on the line. You have a team, you have a goal to accomplish. So you got to come together and do it. And who can do it better than they can? So it's playing with, that honor and that respect and that integrity that they carry every day. And I saw my dad do it. So like wearing that uniform means a little bit more to me, to the heart.
Mhm.
So and that's why I love wearing the uniform.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And having those extra connections, always making everything feel a bit more personal is always a nice touch. Sounds like you ended up right where you should be when you
Mhm.
got to go over to the firefighters.
Yeah.
And what's cool too is we got I think 8 or 9 guys on the team that some sort of family members in the fire service. So it
Oh,
Wow.
no,
actually really works out well.
that's awesome. I am curious, what part of West Virginia?
Uh, right in between Parkersburg and Wheeling.
Okay, I have family from Wheeling, so
Oh, have you you know where Payton City is?
oh, I know Payton City very well.
My entire family is in Payton City.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. I've got family from Sardis, which is a little teeny tiny town
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
right across from Wheeling.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Dakota knows Sardis. Put that
I
on the
do.
map.
I'm glad somebody does.
Well,
Oh,
I
Payton
don't.
City's the same way.
yep,
Payton City's about that small.
yep.
You
That's
blink, you go right on through it.
yeah. Sardis is I don't even know if you have to blink, maybe half a blink and you'll get through it.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
that's really funny though. So Dakota, as a player coach, this is kind of it's not something we see in traditional MLB baseball, not anymore at least, since the 70s or 80s. But
Hmm.
what do you do to kind of protect a player from, I don't even know if embarrassment is the right word, but protecting a player from getting down on themselves, or the crowd getting down on them? And when do you challenge that player to risk looking ridiculous because the moment could become unforgettable?
Well, one thing that I always, you know, tell all my teammates, anytime like something may not go the way that they wanted to, which happens a lot, like, hey, you're here for a reason. Like, you're here for a reason. There's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you're playing this game. There's a reason why you're getting a chance to do this. So never lose sight of it. And then also, I'm like, hey, you see that kid over there in the bleachers? Like, what are you going to tell him? You know, And I got to remind myself of that too. And my teammates do that for me too, because we all get into the thick of it. We get in the grind, we get in the moment. And, we may think to act a certain way, or, may react a certain way to a moment. But at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's about the people that paid money to come see us. And it's about those kids that aspire to be like us one day. So what are we going to tell them? Yes, we're human. Yes, it's going to happen. But remind ourselves of those little things of what they're watching, because they're going to watch more than anything.
Mhm.
And then when it comes to like trick plays or like a walk up or something, I'm like, hey man, full send it. Like if you're going to do it, just go all the way to it, balls to the wall. And if
Right.
And if you fail, so be it. You got a chance to do it again. If the walk up doesn't go as great as it could, or the entertainment doesn't go as great as it could, so be it. Get ready to do it again because another moment's coming. Just keep going no matter what, because it always evens out.
It's almost like when we book Dakota McFadden for an interview and I call him Darren.
Sometimes you're gonna fail, but you just got to get up and tell the kids, "Hey, look, this is how we do it."
I tell the kids every day, don't stop calling him Darren.
So, oh, did I? I think
Oh,
I got
you're
a
here.
little frozen there.
No, you're here.
Oh,
You
you're
got
good.
me still? Cool. So, as you mentioned there, like the crowd, the kids, like that's a big part of banana ball. And in the more traditional, like professional baseball that you played in the independent leagues, your value is bringing home wins. If, you don't help the team win, they're going to move on from you. In banana ball, you also have the other aspect of creating these moments, like you said, with the walk-ups, the trick plays. How do you kind of balance that in your preparation of like, what is the most important thing for you to focus on? Having kind of dual responsibilities there as a player.
So the biggest thing that I focus on, one, what can I do every single day throughout the week to be ready to play um, Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday? What can I do every single day to put that time in to be ready to play every single night? And then also, how can I impact somebody that you may not know what they're going through? How can I leave an impact on somebody, even if I don't necessarily say something to them directly? How can I leave an impact on somebody? And if I say something to somebody directly, I meet somebody, how can I impact their life for the better? Because that might be the only time they get to go to a game for the next maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So how can you leave a lasting impact on somebody? And then also, how can you make sure that you're always ready to play and be ready to help the team win and impact the game for what the game is? So I mean, me personally, I know a lot of my teammates do. I see a lot of guys do it, even that are not on the same team. They put in so many hours, they put in so much time, and the players do. And the cool thing is all the staff and entertainment and like the people from tickets to merch to everything, they all put in so much time to help make this a well-oiled machine that it's not even just the players. Yes, we're on the field, and yes, we're going out there, and that's who people want to see. But the behind the scenes people are really helping get it done with all the preparation and everything. They're going into that. Like all the stuff that you see online and stuff, that probably took weeks of preparation to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then player wise, when you see guys go out, have big nights, it's the same thing. That's weeks of preparation leading up to it and staying confident in the preparation when it comes to game time. So for me, I make sure that I get my swings in, I get my workouts in, like every other baseball player will do. And then I also, when it comes to making an impact on people, finding a way to make an impact on somebody directly or indirectly to help make their day better or make them smile somehow. Um, it's hard work, but I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't trade it for the world. It's the greatest job in the world. So
For sure. And I love the shout out to all the behind the scenes people too, because that's something that often gets lost, but no production is ever complete without all of the work behind the scenes that you don't see. Whether it's, player preparation or all of the people doing all of the 100,000 other things behind the scenes.
Right.
So it's always nice to give them a little love too, because there's so much that goes into making this kind of stuff successful.
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dakota, my last question is around your positioning. So you've played, you've been a pitcher, you've played first base, you've played in the outfield, you've played other utility roles. Does moving all over the field kind of make you indispensable, or has it ever made it harder to establish one identity as a player?
So the one thing that I've always, uh, I heard it from one of my mentors. You guys probably know who he is, Trot Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he was like, "Hey man, play all that you can. That way you can leave no doubt." So I just made it a point to not just be able to athletically play all nine positions, but intelligently play all 9 positions. So that way, if we have somebody go down, if I'm not an everyday guy, then if somebody goes down and I need to fill a role, I know what I need to do in that moment in time at that position. Um, so for me, it's always been something that's helped me, because the further I've kept playing, the more that I've learned from guys that primarily play there, um, and all the little intricacies of different positioning for different moments, different batters, different pitchers, different everything. So that's helped me so much all the way up, and I think that's what's really kept me around in the game, is the fact that um, I learn every single day about positioning at different positions. I may not play them, but at least I know what can happen there.
Right.
Um, and then because I coach a 15U team at home. I work in a facility back home, Norman Showcase Academy in St. Paul's. I tell every kid that I work with, I'm like, you don't have to be just a one position person. Like if you can find a way to just learn, different positions. You may not get all 9, but maybe you get 3. Maybe you can play those 3 positions the best that you can play them at different moments in time. That's always going to keep you around, because you're always going to have an IQ and an intelligence for positions in the game that the game may call for. So learn as much as you can and play it as much as you can. And then, if you end up getting stuck in one spot, that's perfectly fine, because at least you know how to play the other 8.
Right.
For sure.
Makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So I will bring us home here. I got one more for you.
All right.
To kind of put the bow on things here. So, someday when somebody's telling the story of the history of banana ball and the early expansion, you obviously have played a big role in all of it. What do you hope people will say about your role in everything that isn't necessarily tied to what you've done in the box score or on a highlight reel? Like, what legacy do you want to leave behind when you're all done?
I just hope that, all of my teammates say, that's one of the greatest teammates I ever had. And then with the people that just, that even though he's about as high as intense on a field that you could ever find, he was the nicest person I ever got to meet. He was great with, my family. He was great with, the kids, he helped make our day better. And then, as a player, I just hope, I hope it gets remembered that, not only just as a teammate, but that that my work ethic was always there. I never took a day off. I never took a day for granted. And every single game, every single practice, every single night or day, that they just say that's a guy that never gave up and gave everything that he got.
Well, if you handle your day-to-day business the way you've handled this interview, I'm sure that will be the legacy that you leave. Dakota
Hope
McFadden,
so.
we can't thank you enough for the time today. I know that I messed your name up twice, and I'm going to live with that forever.
It's okay. I
Don't
promise it's
worry.
completely okay. Thank y'all for having me on.
And I won't let him live it down either.
No, he never will. He won't. Dakota, where are you playing the next couple weeks? Where can people go to see you?
All right. So if you can't get to the game, it's free on YouTube, which is something that we also do an amazing job of. We make it accessible to everybody. So 7 o'clock, I guess we're in Mountain Time in Utah.
Yep.
Yeah.
7 o'clock Mountain Time. We will be on YouTube playing the Party Animals here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday, all at 7 o'clock, all for free on YouTube. And then the following week, we will be in Billings, Montana.
Oh,
And I don't know what time zone that's in. We get on so many
That's
time
also
zones.
mountain.
yeah, I think it's
Okay,
Mountain.
thank you.
So.
I appreciate that. So we're at 7 o'clock Mountain Time there as well. And then we are in, where are we the following week? I can't remember exactly where we are the following week, but it'll be at 7 o'clock on YouTube.
I tell you what, go to firefighters.com. They'll tell you.
Yep. Or
And
search us up on YouTube at Firefighters Banana Ball, and you'll
there
find
you
it there
go.
too.
You'll find it there too. Dakota, we can't thank you enough for this, guys. Thank you for listening. If you're watching, we appreciate that too. Dakota McFadden, two-way utility player for the Firefighters, former player of the Bananas, and we cannot thank you enough for joining us tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.